Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It is an absolutely beautiful day, especially for the end of January here in Longview, Texas. A very special thanks to the Longview Chamber of Commerce for hosting us both inside and outside, including the first electric school bus that I have seen, which is very, very cool. My name is Skylar Williams. I'm proud to be here as an advocate for electric vehicles here in Texas because it does mean good jobs and more opportunity and more economic opportunity for all Texans. And I'm joined today by other advocates in the electric vehicle industry that will introduce themselves shortly to share some of their perspectives. I'm also here in support of all three organizations. So we have TxETRA, we have the Texas Electric School Bus Project, and then we also have Conservative Texans for Energy Innovation, which advocates for smart energy policy well beyond just electric vehicles, but really kind of an all of the above approach to our entire energy portfolio, which includes giving Texans the ability and freedom to select their vehicle of choice. And I am possibly a little bit unique in that I am a conservative boot-wearing Texan who is a first-time EV owner. So I really feel like I might be able to relate with the position where a lot of Texans are at. And this is so important to me because I feel like education is critical. There's so much misinformation out there about electric vehicles, and it boils down to a couple of things. But for me, it was experiencing an electric vehicle that opened my eyes and made me want to learn more. So we're also going to be doing a ride and drive for anybody interested afterwards, and start with that experience, and then you will want to know more about electric vehicles. And Governor Abbott said in his State of the State address last year that Texas is #1 in the U.S. for new jobs, adding more than 1.9 million new jobs. We're also #1 for economic development, #1 for exports, and #1 for Fortune 500 headquarters. Our $2 trillion economy makes Texas the 9th largest economy in the world. Texas, for many years, has led the nation and even the world in the energy space. And to continue the lead in the energy space, it's critical that we lead in all types of energy and not just oil and gas. So with that, I'll actually turn it over to Buzz to talk a little bit more about electric vehicles and TxETRA.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Buzz Smith, the Executive Director for the Texas Electric Transportation Resources Alliance. We're a nonprofit that works with the state legislature regarding electric vehicle infrastructure, incentives, taxation, and regulation. The East Texas EV road trip, which is what brought us here, is traveling across East Texas from Beaumont to Texarkana to share our excitement about electric vehicles and their positive impact on the future of our great state. Texas right now has 250,000 registered plug-in vehicles, and registrations have been increasing at a rate of 50% a year. By the end of this year, Texas should have 375,000 electric vehicles on our roads. Now, we don't believe in mandates. Texans should have the freedom to choose the vehicle they want. That being said, those of us that have been driving EVs for years know both the benefits and the challenges of driving them, and that when people get correct information about EVs, they'll want to try one for themselves. Now, our mission at TxETRA is to solve the challenges by working with Texas leaders and to give the EV experience to as many Texans as we can. Part of that mission 5 years ago, we started designing the roadmap for electrification. Where are the chargers we're going to go? Right now, the NEVI funds is rolling out. You're going to see every county in this state get a high-speed DC fast charger as well as other chargers. And the economic opportunity, especially for smaller towns, is we're starting to see people that are tired of living in the big cities. They want to get out to the country. They want to have a beautiful day like we're seeing here. And the way they're going to discover your town is going to be the electric vehicle chargers. Now, I say that knowing that in the 1800s, if the railroad came through your town prospered. In the 20th century, if the interstate highway system came through your town prospered. In the 21st century, it's going to be those DC fast chargers. And the reason is before anybody hits the road in an EV, they map out their trip and they know where they're going to charge. So if you've got one in your town, they're going to discover your town. Instead of stopping for a quick 3-minute fill up at a gas station and heading on down the road, EV might take them 15 to 30 minutes to charge. They've got time to stop and eat at your restaurants, maybe stroll the downtown shopping area. When you get your electric vehicle charger for this town, make sure you put it in a place that will grow business in your town. Now think of us as a trusted friend who saw a great movie or had a great dining experience at a restaurant. We just want to share that experience with you. That's what we're out here doing. We also want to get politics out of the discussion. EVs are not partisan. Whether you're concerned about the environment, national security, international competition, energy independence, or the Texas electric grid, EVs are a part of the solution. Now, the reason for our enthusiasm about EVs is the same as the reason most people get excited about their vehicle, like acceleration, handling, low fuel and maintenance costs, and a smooth, quiet ride. EVs are just great cars, and if you can stick around and ride in one of ours, you're going to experience that. Now, even more important, though, is the economic impact that EVs are already starting to have in Texas. Factories are being built here. The Tesla Gigafactory, Wallbox and LG Charger factories, and many more are in the works. That means jobs and prosperity for Texans. Now, the transition to electric transport is cranking into high gear right now. Think of EVs today as when Amazon started selling books back in 1995. Back then, no one thought we'd be able to buy almost anything, watch our TV shows and movies, go to school, or even see our doctor via the internet. An entire economy was created around the internet. Can you imagine where we'd be if we'd all just said, no, that's not for me? The world changed by the internet. The world will be changed by EVs. Already, batteries and solar panels are at people's homes and are helping to support the grid by sending that energy back to the grid when it's under strain. And people are getting paid to do that. Soon the batteries in EVs, as well as the huge batteries in trucks and buses, like the school bus you're seeing outside, will be able to do the same and become a source of income for EV drivers and for your school districts. Now, we can't predict all the positive changes that EVs will bring, but we know the ingenuity of Texans will show the way. Texas led the way in agriculture, cattle, oil and gas, integrated circuits and computers, space exploration, and wind and solar energy. Texans have prospered from those revolutions, and the move to electrification will continue that great Texas tradition. Thank you.
All right. Jessica with the Texas Electric School Bus. Oh, sorry. Michael with TxETRA.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Chamberlain. I'm serving as the Program Manager for the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program at TxDOT. So NEVI, for short, is a $400 million program that's bringing funds to Texas for DC fast charging. It's part of a larger program in the U.S. that allocates $5 billion for EV charging. We have a couple things we have to do first. The first phase of this program will be on the alternative fuel corridors, which are the interstates. So basically, you'll have a 50-mile gap between each charging station on all the major interstates. Once we finish that, then we'll move to the rural areas, county seats, and metropolitan planning organizations. So the funds will be split 50-50. In the map that you see here, there's a dot for every county on the map. That means you won't have to pick a route. You won't have to say, which way should I go? You can skip one if you want to, and you can still get to your destination. So it's going to be a long process. It's over 5 years. So we're getting to the end of phase one. Construction will start in the spring, and then we'll move probably through the end of the year and into 2025. Once we finish phase one, we'll start on phase two. Lots of public involvement on the regional level. So MPO conversations will start this summer and move through the end of the year. That's our NEVI update. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning, or actually good afternoon. My name is Jessica Kythen, and I am the co-founder and director of the Texas Electric School Bus Project. Our mission is to facilitate the speedy and equitable transition to a zero-emission school bus fleet in Texas and beyond. We are very proud to be celebrating our one-year anniversary in February, and we're excited to see where 2024 takes the world of electric school buses in Texas. As you might suspect, everything really is bigger in Texas. We have the largest school bus fleet in the nation, with over 50,000 yellow school buses on the road, traveling millions of miles every year right here in Texas. But sadly, these ubiquitous yellow buses have a dark side. Toxic diesel exhaust, noxious gases, and soot concentrate inside the cabin of the school bus, and it has been measured up to 10 times more concentrated inside the cabin of the bus than in the ambient air outside. ESBs, electric school buses, are better for our kids and they are better for our communities. Not only do they protect the health and cognitive development of our future Texas parents, doctors, athletes, and engineers, they just make sense. School buses are the perfect use case for electrification. Short, predictable routes with a return to a central hub in the middle of the day and at night for charging. Districts can save up to 60% in fueling and maintenance costs. And the future of vehicle-to-grid and vehicle-to-building charging and the Texas Energy Fund, those same districts can ensure energy security and generate revenue as mobile power plants. The future of the yellow school bus is on the horizon, and with it comes a completely new paradigm where these buses do more than their already sacred job of transporting our most precious cargo. They normalize electric transit for an entire generation of kids. They offer unique STEM learning opportunities, and they bring unprecedented potential for income generation, and they buffer the grid for all Texans. So let's develop the know-how, the technology, and the manufacturing capabilities here in the Lone Star State so we can remain independent in our pursuit of the American dream. Thanks, y'all. True. Oh, so sorry.
No, this is perfect, nice and cozy. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about a topic that is near and dear to obviously everyone's heart who's standing in front of you, but hopefully it'll be near and dear to your heart as well. I am Andrew Higgins, and I am the board chair for the organization known as TxETRA. And my primary role is to support the fine folks behind us in whatever they need. But I also want to be an advocate for clean energy, clean transportation, and economic development throughout Texas. These things are not opposing thoughts, but they can exist within the same paradigm. Electric vehicles offer an outsized opportunity for Texas to take advantage of not only new technology, but a new economic opportunity with the potential for thousands of jobs and billions of dollars to remain in Texas, and Texas to remain a leader in both energy and technology. With this new burgeoning opportunity, it would be our failure not to recognize this and share this good news with all the fine folks in Texas. And that's why we're here on this East Texas Road Show, just like we were on a West Texas Road Show a few months ago. These road shows will continue and our message will update, but what we want you to know is that this is a great opportunity and that we will help you if you ask us to fulfill this opportunity for not only yourselves, but for your community, for your kids, and for your grandkids.